Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be solving linear equations for review for Math 0662. We'll start with the definition of a linear equation. This is what a linear equation is, the form y equals mx plus b. Y and x are our coordinates, m is the slope, and b is the y-intercept. If you're unfamiliar with those terms, you may want to review some previous videos. Now, what does this mean by solving linear equations? Well, usually we're given two linear equations and we want to figure out the values for x and y in terms of m and b. There are two ways to do this. The first is substitution. So usually we're given two equations, y equals m1x plus b1, and y equals m2x plus b2. Now we need to solve for one variable, so we need to get rid of one and solve in terms of the other. We see here that the easiest to get rid of is the y, because we can take the value of y in one equation and plug it in terms of the other y. This will get rid of the y entirely and leave us just in terms of our variable and our numbers. For our equation, we'll now have m2x plus b2 equals m1x plus b1. We have two x's, but we want to get down to 1, so we should probably get all of the x's on one side. We can subtract the m1x on both sides, and we can subtract the b2 on both sides. And now we need to get down to 1x still, so we should factor out a common term. And from here, we want to get x by itself, so we divide by our part in the parentheses on both sides, and we're left with x equals b1 minus b2 divided by m2 minus m1. From here, we can find what y is, because we can take this value of x and plug it into x in one of the equations. Let's use the left equation at the top. Once we get this, we now have our values for x and y. Let's take a look at an example. If we have two equations, 7y plus x equals 7, and 4 plus 6x equals 13, y, how can we solve this? Well, what we can do is take one of our variables, get it by itself, and plug it into another equation. Let's use the top to get x by itself. If we subtract 7y on both sides, then we'll have x equals 7 minus 7y. We can take this value and plug it into the x. From here we'll have 4 plus 6 times the quantity, 7 minus 7y, equals 13y. Before we do anything else, let's distribute. Now we have 4 plus 42 minus 42y equals 13y. We can add the 42y on both sides, and we can combine these two numbers to get 46 equals 55y. From here, we can divide 55 on both sides, and we'll have y equals 46 over 55. We can't simplify this anymore, so now let's try to get x. The easiest way to do this would be plugging it into probably the top equation, because we found that x equals 7 minus 7y. So we take this value, we plug it into the y, and x should equal 7 minus 7, which is 46 over 55. Now let's move on to our second method. Our second method involves adding or subtracting our equations. For this method, let's say that our y values also have numbers in front of them. We'll call them C1 and C2 respectively. If we have our two equations, C1y equals m1x plus b1, and our second equation, C2y equals m2x plus b2, we can add or subtract these if we see that our numbers are easily addable or subtractable. Now what we can do is get rid of one variable entirely by adding or subtracting our equations. For example, if C1 equals C2, but M1 does not equal M2, then we can subtract these two equations and y will cancel out. Or if C1 equals negative C2 and M1 does not equal M2, then we can add these two equations. This may look a little weird, so let's look at one example. If we have 7y plus 4x equals 10, and we also have 10y plus 3x equals 15, how can we solve this in terms of x and y? Well, we don't have anything that can be directly added or subtracted, but for here, we can multiply one equation by an entire number, and if we have to, we might need to multiply the other equation by an entire number. We see that we can either do y or x. For y, our common multiple is 70, and for x, our common multiple is 12. Let's do y. We'll multiply this equation by 10, this equation by 7, and from here, we can rewrite our equations to 70y plus 40x equals 100, and 70y plus 21x equals 105. We can subtract these two equations, and we'll have 19x equals negative 5. That means that x, when divided by 19 on both sides, should equal negative 5 over 19. We have x, and now we can find y. If we look at one equation, 7y plus 4, plugging in our value for x, equals 10. And from here, you can see that 7y minus 20 over 19 equals 10. So y should equal 10 plus 20 over 19, all over 7. And that's about it for solving linear equations. Thank you for watching.